We Americans are in love with our flashy cars, our big SUVs, and our fancy vehicles. It's just plain and simple. And if you're like me, you get bombarded all the time with TV ads tempting you to whip out your wallet and plunk down the big bucks for a brand new vehicle. But how much car can you actually afford? Well, I would suggest that it actually depends on your income. It's amazing, but new car payments right now average around $700. Sometimes you can actually go well over $1,000 for a new car payment. So in this video, we're going to talk about some simple new car buying best practices, as well as some lesser expensive options when it comes to purchasing a new vehicle. So the first thing we want to talk about is actually financing. So most people nowadays will actually go ahead and borrow money to buy a new car. And I really can't blame them, because the average new car price right now is right around $30,000 in 2023. So I get it. People decide to go with financing so they can spread the cost out of the car over several years, and really it is just really the smart thing to do. But here's the deal. With inflation going up in America, post 2020 COVID, things are getting expensive and our budgets are getting tighter. So how much of your money in your budget should actually go for a car payment? Well, here's the deal. According to NerdWallet, 10 to 35% of your take-home pay is the average that most people spend on a new car payment. And actually 20% is being the average. And I kind of like 20% because it's kind of right in the middle and it makes the most sense for me. So in the next section, we're going to talk about some maybe less expensive options when it comes to buying a car. But right now, the most important thing is that you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss my weekly videos on finances. And I will be making a video in the future on the best used cars to buy. So make sure you subscribe to my channel, turn on notifications so you're notified when each new video comes out. So as I said before, when it comes to car loans, most lenders are willing to lend you more money than you maybe can actually afford. And when it comes to affording a car payment, what they will offer you is a 5 to a 7 year loan. And the reason they do this is they keep the payments lower. But I want you to keep in mind that the longer you pay on a loan, the more interest you are going to be owing the bank. And all the interest that you pay is actually lost money to you. So in order for you to lower your car payment, I really encourage people to save up cash and put at least a 20% deposit down, and then try to stick to a 4-year car loan. Let's use an example. If you buy a $30,000 car, which is kind of the average new car price nowadays, and you put 20% down, which is $6,000 down, the balance that you will need to loan is $24,000. And remember, like I said before, the best term is 4 years, in my opinion. So in this case, you would actually have right around a $500 payment, depending on your loan interest. Now, here's where it gets exciting. If you keep the car for 10 years or approximately 100,000 miles, and it's paid for in 4 years, that means you're going to be debt-free. And what you can do now, you can spend that money or that $500 payment on something else that you wanted to buy. Or better yet, I tell people to pay yourself $500 a month. And if you do that for the next 6 years, you're going to be increasing your savings account up to $36,000. So again, a pro tip for gaining wealth is when you get done making a payment on your vehicle and you pay off the loan, continue to make that payment to yourself, and that is how you can save up money and get ahead in life. Now here's the deal. If you don't like to spend a lot of money on a car loan and buy a new car every 4 to 6 years, and you want a lower payment, then try buying a used car between 4 or 5 years. And the reason I say this is, according to LendingTree.com, cars lose the most values in the first year, and your depreciation on your car will continue steadily for about 5 years. Most cars lose up to 20% of their value in the first year, and over the first 5 years, they fall to around 40% of their original price. And that means it loses about 15% of the value year after year after year. So when you buy a used car that is between 4 and 5 years old, you got to remember that the major part of the depreciation is already done. Someone else has already taken that hit, and you're getting a great value at a more affordable price. It's that simple. Now, some people may ask the question, where do you actually find good used cars? Well, there are several websites that I've always been using, and one of it is cars.com. Autotrader.com is one that I've used a lot. Car Guru is another one. And the reason why I like those websites is because a lot of times dealers are going to actually advertise on those websites. And when you buy a car from a dealer, you're going to know that they have went over the car. There's probably going to be a warranty that they issue with it. And it just gives you a peace of mind when you buy from a dealer. So the key is this: it doesn't matter if you're buying a new car or buying a car that's a couple years old. Make sure you do not over leverage your spending and try to stick to 15 or 20% of your budget. And remember my pro tip: when you get done paying off your loan, continue to make that payment to yourself so you can start building wealth and build equity in your own bank account. And hey, if you like this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you do not miss my videos, and hit the notification bell and share this with a friend, and we will see you in the next video.